addressing your audience. To address or not to address? Today, that is the question. This very much depends on the style of your piece. If you're delivering a scripted piece, you will know from the playwright, the era, the genre, the style, whether you should address your audience directly or not. Now, if you're preparing a monologue for audition or for a festival, you need to be really careful, firstly, that you've read the play, if it is from a whole play, and I suggest you do choose things from whole plays rather than just monologues that live alone or were written purely as a monologue. This gives you a lot more depth. Of course, if this is your first time, or maybe you're choosing a lambda piece that really is just written for that exam, great, go for it. Try and decide in your own mind how the rest of the play would pan out. But if it is from a whole play, then you really can do your research. My goodness, read the play. Don't go and perform something without having read the play. No. So you can read the play and you can think about the style of the play and when it was written. That gives you a lot of clues as to what to do. So there are a few main categories of audience address. As I'm doing for the camera right now, you can look them in the eye and address them. Probably not a great idea for a piece of theatre, unless it specifically asks you to break that fourth wall and make eye contact with audience members, which is unusual. So the opposite extreme of that, of course, is being very, very naturalistic and imagining that fourth wall and acting to whatever is here. Is it a window? Is it a wall? Is it another person that you are imagining there? And again, you can watch another video about Stanislavski's circles of attention, and that breaks that down a little bit more. So if you're doing a naturalistic piece, you mustn't break that fourth wall with your eyes. You must live in the world of that scene. Then there are a few exceptions. If your script says aside, then you do break that wall and make a comment aside to the audience. You'll find that in things like restoration theatre. So that's where you can. But again, it's generally to the audience. You're not picking on a certain member of the audience and catching their eye. It is to the audience in general. So you've got living in your scene, you've got playing completely out to the audience, or you've got living in your scene with an aside. Another, again, for restoration theatre, I think this becomes quite useful. Somebody once said to me the idea of T for 3. You are acting with this person in your scene, but you just need to let the audience feel like they are there, that there isn't this fourth wall. And so not only did they see most of your gestures and your body language, they also feel involved in the scene. So that's another angle that you could take on it. Again, if you're doing something naturalistic, please stay in your scene. But if you are doing something naturalistic and you are staying in your scene, be really careful, especially if you're doing this for examination grades. If you act your whole scene to this person beside you, you are losing out on so much facial expression. They've only got half of your face, and body language. So you must, again, I think an adjudicator said this at a festival I attended once, cheat out. You must cheat out. Pull that downstage shoulder out, even though you are addressing this character here. Cheat everything out. Hopefully remembering cheat out will work with whichever piece of theatre you're doing. And please do your research. I think I said that a couple of times. And make sure that your address is correct for the style of piece you are performing. Good luck. I'd love to hear how you get on and what pieces you are working on and performing, be it for audition, festival, examination. I'd love to hear all about it. Okay, let me know if I can be any more help.